Hello and welcome to Think Watercolour. Today I'm using this photo that I took recently as a reference. It's Lyme Park, a National Trust property in Cheshire, and a building in the distance is called The Cage. As you can see, it's a 3-storey square stone building with a tower at each corner. Now, the current structure was built, I believe, around the 1730s on the site of the original building, and it was likely used as a hunting lodge and a gamekeeper's lookout tower. It makes an excellent focal point for a painting, and my intention is to turn an early spring reference into a more summery view with the trees in full leaf. This is a sheet of Saunders Waterford 300 gram rough paper, roughly 11 inches by 7 inches, and I've loosely sketched the scene in pencil. I'm starting with the sky, and I've mixed up some cerulean blue with a touch of cobalt blue, and as I paint down towards the horizon I'm going to add more water just to lighten it at the horizon line, just behind the tower. Not being too fussy about going over the trees, I'm going to blot those out shortly. I've tried to simplify the scene so that those of you who want to paint along can do so fairly easily if you just pause the beginning of the video and make your own sketch. It should be fairly easy to follow. I've walked this path many times myself over the years in all kinds of weather, summer, winter, so I've got a pretty good idea of how the leaves would look on these trees. They've been there a long time, so I've seen them in full bloom and naked as in the reference photo. For the track I've mixed up some lilac with a touch of burnt sienna to grey it slightly. And this will dry lighter anyway, but I want it to be fairly light because I want to paint some shadows across it a little bit later. Just going to lift out some of the colour with the damp brush. And here I'm just, with a clean paper towel, I'm just dabbing out some areas around the top of the trees where I'm going to be adding the leaves, just to take out the background a little bit, just lighten it. I've let all that dry, and now I'm using some aureolin for the hill on the other side of the valley where the cage is situated. And as I come down to the right, I'm just adding some green mix, which is aureolin and a touch of cobalt blue, just to bring this part of the valley between the track and the cage, bring it forward a little bit in the picture. It's going to dry much lighter anyway, but I want it to be in bright sunlight, so I don't want anything too dark on that side of the painting. And here I'm going to use the same light green wash for the grass on the left hand side of the track, the first wash, and the same for the right as well, just as the first wash. I'll be darkening these areas shortly. Here I'm using some fairly neat aureolin just for the lighter leaves on these trees, and this is a small detail brush, and just using the side of the brush and that little point, it just helps to create a variety of marks on the paper that look like foliage and leaves, etc. Just dabbing around the edges mainly because the center part is going to be much darker. And then just while it's still wet, adding another mix of green. Again, this is aureolin with a bit more cobalt blue in it this time. I'm going to use a variety of greens in these leaves. I've sped this part of the video up quite a bit because It's quite a slow process putting all these leaves in. As you can see, I'm using a variety of greens and adding more blue here and there, more yellow in places where I want the leaves to appear lighter. Here I've added a touch of jadeite green just to darken some of the areas. Again, just to indicate a few leaves hanging down below the canopy. Getting darker and darker as I go along, adding a bit more cobalt blue there. And then I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to paint the trunks and of the trees and some of the branches. Unfortunately, at this point, I hadn't noticed that the battery on my camera had died, so I've had to miss out a little bit of the video where I painted the tree trunks. But this is basically Van Dyke brown with some jadeite green for the tree trunks, and as you can see, I've left the left-hand side of the trunks lighter to suggest that they're bathed in a little bit of sunlight and dappled sunlight here and there. And here you can see I'm just adding some more of the trunks further up, leaving gaps between the leaves, and then adding some more darker foliage here and there. Trying to build it up slowly in different washes so that it doesn't become too muddy. The trick was to let the initial wash of the leaves dry first, so I'm painting on dry paper here, so there's no blending, so the colour retains its vividness. As you can see, I'm still using that little detail brush. And using the same range of greens and again the detail brush to create some different tonal variations in the grass on the left hand side of the track, and I'll do the same on the right, leaving a few lighter areas here and there. And here I'm just darkening the edge of the grassy area on the left of the track, and I'll do the same on the right. Doing this just adds to the depth and definition of the painting. And it creates a sweeping line, leading line towards the cage in the distance. And again, using the side of the detail brush just to define the slope of the foreground here. Beyond that slope, it drops down to a valley between where we're painting and the cage. Again, just random shapes, just leaving a few lighter areas. And then just to help define the slope, I'm just going to drag a few darker patches along the shape of that foreground slope. Just helps to suggest the slope of the land. For the cage, I'm using Naples yellow, and I've mixed it up quite strong, so I'm just adding some water to lighten it because it's a very light building in the sunlight. And then while that's still wet, I'm just going to paint the turrets of those towers with a very light mix of lilac. Let it all blend into the brickwork of the tower as well. And this is a bluish grey mix for the shadows that these trees are creating in the foreground. Keeping it fairly vague because I'm making this up. But this is how it would roughly look, and then using the slope of the land just to push the shadows along there. Just helps to define the curvature of the slope. Here I'm just using the detail brush with a sort of a muddy mix of Van Dyke brown and a touch of jadeite green, quite watery, just to indicate some bracken below those trees. I'm just adding the figures. These two figures help to create the feeling of scale in the painting. Just painting one leg longer than the other to suggest movement. And I'll do the same with the right hand figure. There's very little detail on these figures, just a hint of people walking. Always remember to paint the heads smaller than you think they should be. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see how little detail there is. But when you zoom out, it adds a feeling of scale to the whole painting. Not forgetting to put the shadow cast by the two figures. Again, I'll zoom in on the cage so you can see that there's very little detail. I'm just adding some shadow on the side of those towers. I think I'm pretty much finished, but I'm going to step back for an hour or so and then come back to this. I may add a few things and change a few things. It's always a good idea to walk away from a painting when you think you've finished it. There's always something you can change. And as you can see here, I've added a little bit more darkness in the foliage in the centre of the canopy, and I've put in a couple of just a few lines of white gouache along the wire on the fence, just where the sunlight's hitting it, or to suggest where sunlight's hitting it. I think I'm done now, so this is the final painting. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, do give it a like. It really helps with YouTube. Do have a go at copying this. I've kept it fairly simple so that it should be reasonably straightforward to paint your own version of this. If you're not a subscriber, do subscribe and hit the notification bell for future videos. I try to post every week or so, maybe 10 days. Sometimes it's a bit longer if I'm busy. And once more, thanks for watching.